Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? So, I'll start off with a funny one. This morning, I thought today was month end. I thought tomorrow was the last trading day of the month. And I didn't realize at all that Monday is the 31st. I didn't even look at a calendar. Hey, Juan, how are you? Italian trader, Raj, Jam, Milo, Zar. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Good to see you guys. What's up, Sergio? Hey, George. Hola, hola. I'm still stuffed up, but getting better. At least I got some energy. Oof. So this morning in the room at Trading Syndicate, I did a play-by-play on a trade that I was taking, and we like to do this because we get to learn. So let me see here. Where are we? Oh, sorry. Discord's got a lot of rooms. It's like a haunted house. Okay. Are we at monthly VWAP? Cool. Yeah, so I took the trade and I said, this is why I'm taking the trade. Earlier, I took pretty much the same trade where I was going long 12 against, I was long 12. My stop was the previous day high and then selling into the strength up here. And I took it here and it worked in K period. And I just took it again now. And that's a beautiful trade. The reason why that trade works is a business reason why the trade works. It's because shorts are trapped down here underneath that overnight low. So this time they let the market come down under 10 down to the sevens. This time on this touch, they front ran the overnight low. So they were bid at 9.5, 9.75. So that held the market. So the reason that trade, I don't know if I want to build a position on that trade, but it's good for 2-3 points. You make $400 the first time, $500 the second time. It adds up, and it takes the sting out of, well, not the sting. It takes the pressure out of scrambling around at the open. One thing I learned about trading Globex, and a lot of people beat up on Globex. Oh, there's not enough liquidity and blah blah blah, right? And I'm like, okay, if you're trading 5,000 E-mini contracts, you're gonna have to work harder at 3 in the morning, right? But if you're a retail trader, in the ES, there's really never moments, except on extreme news events, where there's not enough liquidity for you. You guys know what I mean, right? You come in there with 4 micros, the market's not going to run away from your bid, okay? Right? If you come in there with 3 E-minis for sale or 5 E-minis, you're not going to scare away all the buyers, okay? Like when you say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous when people are saying, "Oh, there's no liquidity at 3 a.m." What are you trading? 4 micros. Like, That's almost as good as the market makers are chasing my stops. What are you trading? 3 micros, right? It's oh come on, get real. Yeah, Jane Street is chasing your stop, right? It's just the price action's a little slower, so you can execute. So Milo, what that means is if say if you're not like trading like Superman, maybe you're a little slow. The market's a little slow. It's good. You're a little slow, the market's a little slow, you match speeds, right? When the market is fast and you're a little slow, the result's not as good. Now we sold a ton of product up here at 23 half. What is that? 3,030. We need to drop that down here. We are going to open. Let's see if we open on a gap or not. Right? If that bid holds in RTH, I would look for a gap fill and a buy off of a gap fill. That would be a nice trade. Okay? That wouldn't be so bad at all. I could go for that. Which means we're looking for a gap fill and then a bounce up. Let's see if we get one. So if we open up here, this is just the pre-market jitters coming in, right? This is 4 minutes before the open. And that's just pre-market jittering. Jitters causing people to go and buy back, right? The garden hose effect. Exactly. So I did watch Globex, but I had to wait 12 minutes and I drew a cost basis after the big move up. What would you have done? Yeah, you just chill and wait. So yesterday, let me go take a look, okay? So let's go look at BD, right? So say you were watching Globex early in Globex. You get the gap up and the move, and you got to wait to draw a cost basis, right? You'll have a little cost basis here, and then one, you're going to have to wait a couple hours sometimes for a cost basis. After a gap up or a gap down, sometimes you have to wait, Milo, for a cost basis. In that case, what I suggest you do is go watch a movie, go get some sleep, and check back later. And let the market build out some structure. You know what I mean? Cool. That works. Do we have a gap at 77.20? That is a very, very good question. We do. It's right here. And thank you for pointing that out. Thanks, Bid. Appreciate that. I forgot that. I also forgot that we have, well, I guess it's a price probe, price spike. I don't know where the hell you'd put it from. I'd say when you take out the regular trading hours high, which was that L high, right? From there, from 77.05 half to 10, there'll be what you guys will call a price probe or a price spike. And thanks, Raj, for reminding me of that. Hey, Cesar, what's going on? How's Dr. Doolittle this morning? All the animals doing good? How did I get 7.5? Oh, hang on a sec, Paul. Stay with me. Stay with me. When did I get it? I did it here. Don't worry if you're a quarter point off or if I'm a quarter point off. What I did, how I got that low, Pollux. Do you see that low there of that candle and that low there? I used that. Here, let me go. That one and that one. And I was using these highs here. And to tell you the truth, I hadn't had my coffee yet, so I was kind of hoping it would work. Seems to be doing okay. No problem. And the main thing is yours don't have to be the same as mine. The market is open. Let's see, do we fill the gap? We're getting bids. We're getting bids. Now, because I took a couple of trades before the open, I am not as eager to give that money back. So let's see. If it stays over 14, I'm going to give it another minute. I'm going to miss it, aren't I? I wanted to buy 16 to VWAP. Rats. You snooze, you lose. Now that gap fill, let's see, it's an old gap fill. Let's see if we get an offer at 20 and 3/4. So if you're long 16, like I was supposed to have been, you should have been selling 18, 19. Woo! Look at that. Do we get a gap fill? There's the gap is filled. Do we hold the overnight low? If we take out the overnight low and we take out that 5, look for 7701 on the downside. Overnight inventory is long. I should have been talking about that. I didn't. I'm sorry about that. Big candle, so don't worry if you haven't taken a trade yet. Let's see if we can get back up over 7.5. If we can't, there should be a seller at 7.5. And when that next candle opens, if it doesn't open and stay under 7.5, for the love of God, be careful shorting this thing. Because that gap fill, grab the bid and go, that can happen when we're close to month end. Okay? Right? Long 8, selling 11, selling 11.5, selling 12. I've got one left. And can I get it out at 12? Yep. Goodbye. Backfill to test that previous day low. Does it bid? This is the trade I was talking about before the open, right? This is the bid off the gap fill, but there is a seller here. They've been there before. See? Boing, 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 boing. They've been selling there all morning. So we got to clear that 12 seller. We'd like to see some more size come in here. Now let's see when the next candle opens. Can we keep this frickin' thing under 6? Because I would love a short from 5 down to 1. I'll buy that for $1. Let's see. It'll be annoying if we do a look below and fail of 7.5. Short 6, covering 3s. I got, what do I only have one left. Crap. Flat. Looking for the next seller. Where are you? I'm going to wait for the next candle. See, look at all that buying at 77.06, right where that spike base was. Thanks, Raj, for mentioning that. I appreciate that. It's keeping. I want to short. I am short biased, but it is the day before month end. You know, let's see if we can hold 7.8. There's a seller here. That's okay. Markets need to clean. Oh, there's a seller right there, right where we said they'd be. Right, so that's a good thing about candles. Really simple. Right? Don't worry about the pattern. Look to see where the seller engages. Look to see where they lift. Now, if the sellers lift above that white line, it means that there's bids. If not, they're going to put it on sale and put it under. Right? If you are getting chopped up back and forth here, going short, going long, going short, that's okay. That's supposed to happen. Inventory it has corrected. Because we closed high, right, Milo? We high closed. Oh, the seller's there. And they just moved down to here. See? This part here, let me see. What's an analogy you can understand? Have you ever gone to an all-you-can-eat with a buffet with the offensive line of a football team? There's going to be some pushing and bumping, right? You're going to get knocked around, right? When everybody goes for the roast beef, you might get dumped. So be careful when you're trading here, right? There's some big boys and girls, you know, and they might run you over, right? It's off the open. People are trying to get their business done at a time where there's a ton of liquidity. The open brings in a lot of business, which means you could transact without killing price. Now let's see if we can clear these tens. There we go. There we go. If you're positioned long, please get your sell orders out because you really don't want to be snoozing at the wheel, right? When the buyers come around, you don't want to be the guy who's sleeping at the concession stand so the guy goes to the next one because you're asleep. You know what I mean? Trading is a practical business. If you use common sense, it'll help you, right? So I am long 8 3/4, and I am selling these 11 3/4 like I stole them. And look there, I'll be out here in the 13s. Oh, no, I got 2 left. No, 3 left, right? And I am long 8 3/4, and I'm selling them like I stole them, right? Thank you very much. Finally. Took a while. Everybody see that trade? That's when they got the fill of all the free shrimp. They went back to the table and the waiter brought out some more free shrimp. Right? It's right. If you don't watch American football, I'll come up with another analogy. Right? Obviously, none of you guys have ever gone to an all-you-can-eat buffet with offensive linemen. You kind of get asked to leave. I was long 8. I was a little early. I was long 8. Okay, so you are a hog. You understand, right? I was long 8 against the bottom of that candle. We had 2 guys. One was 350. The other guy was 420. Teeth and Spees. And they would literally get kicked out of all-you-can-eat buffets because they just like clean out all the food, and the guy'd be like, the restaurant owner would be like, guys, you got to leave. It's all you can eat. Yeah, but it's only $6, and you guys ate $100 worth of food. So yeah, you know, Bo Hunter, right? The good old days. And hey, autumn is here, right? The autumn wind is blowing, right? Don't know how long football will be around as a game. I hope it's around. Now let's see if we still get a 10 bid. I'm curious. I want to see how many people are short here. Under 10. Oh, sorry. That's a bit bait. Under 10, I want to see. See, it's not bad, right? We came right there, caught that bid. Boop. Look at that. So there are quite a few people short here. I was considering shorting here. And then the only thing that saved me for shorting was this, and this. These 3 candles all had highs, 4 candles with higher lows. That kept me from shorting this. Tiny details. But you can see a lot of people got sucked in because when we came right back here, right, when we came back to that area, look, boing. You saw that? It's like the thing hit a spring. All right, back up to VWAP, I guess, eh? That's what I saw too. All right, we're going for that gap. That gap is suspiciously close to VWAP. What a coincidence, right? Or as they say in France, quelle surprise. Woo! Gap filled. That one's filled. That one's filled. That was a short covering candle, right? Totally a short covering candle, right? You say they came in from it, it printed, and you could just see the contracts coming out like from a machine gun. Ah, the festival that is month end. You know, it's like a pageant. It's like a 3-act play, right? So this is sort of the first act. Tomorrow will be the second act, and then remember. So check this out, right? Listen to this. You want to hear a conspiracy theory that's not a conspiracy theory? Month end is tomorrow. We're looking for 26 and a half, and then 27 to 29. Month end is tomorrow, then we have a weekend. And the last trading day of the month is Monday. Then we have a short week. Do you guys know what foreshadowing is? Don't want to get all like, you know, Edgar Allan Poe on you folks. But do you guys know what foreshadowing is? Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Month end is tomorrow, over a weekend, before a long weekend. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Guys in the room, other than Jam. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Raj should be all over this. There, he's laughing. Looking for 29 and a quarter, right? Oh, no, there's a standard deviation right here at 27. That's okay. Oh, heavens. Yeah, I haven't even gotten into that ATL. That'll be kind of like Act 4. That's okay, Jonathan. That's why you're here. Okay. Let's see if this backfills down to VWAP. Okay. So, when people make bad decisions, and you take away their ability to correct that bad decision for 2 days, it tends to mess them up into mentally. So, this would be a perfect weekend to do a massive short squeeze if you were so inclined. Not saying that these markets are manipulated, but if I was running a stock and I had done some summertime trading in the deal, I would get everybody short going into this weekend. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, just rip it. Right? This is when you could move a stock from $3 to $25 over like a 4-day period if you know what you're doing. Right? It's set up that way, and we are right back. Big candles. Looking for bids at 10 again, my friends. Let's see if that high from yesterday holds. Right. See, you guys think how much money you can make. I think about how much can I get away with. Right? And that's the difference between institutional and retail. Me, I'm looking at all the angles. I can rob the bank from here, from there. Ooh, I haven't done this caper in 3 years. This would be a good one, right? You know, that over the long weekend, month end, short squeeze. And if it happens to be at like an end of a quarter, oh my God. You're talking new Bentleys for everyone. Can we get back up over 14 and 3/4, 15? So if people who actually understand how the system works and have the skill to trade and the capital, these kind of markets are like, they're like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You're on the Chocolate Factory tour and you can eat as much of everything as you want. That's why you guys at the end of the month, you don't want to be eaten by Augustus Gloop. Okay? That's okay, man. You won't do that again. Right? I haven't traded since those last trades. I've been talking. You'll notice I've been, I took that one trade off the open, and I have been talking since then because I need a clear edge. I also don't want to get too big for my britches, right? Yeah, that's why I don't look at the NQ, Sergio, because you get dizzy. All right, let's see if we can climb over the previous day high. So if you're long 11, you're long 11 and a half. Sell the 12s, sell the 13s. Sell them like you stole them. You might get 14, but I would be happy from 11 to 13. That's a nice trade on 4 5E minis. That's off the bid of the previous day high. Nice and simple, right? And it's got some legs. Look, we're tickling the 15s and almost at the open, right? What you guys should be doing today, what you should do is you should go and rewind. Go back after we're done and rewind this whole Megillah and dissect it. If you're in my trading room, you will see exactly how I dissected every single move of the previous trade that I took. It's all in there, line by line by line. Nice work, William. Well done. Now don't go spend that all on some fancy stereo. Well done. That's what we like to see. Yeah, it's a long A period. I think it's going to be kind of a long, drawn out month end. Better get some rest this weekend. And then it's going to slow right down into Thursday. So far, I mean, it's only been open for 20 minutes, 22 minutes. So far, we are accepting above Friday's range. So far. But we've only been open 20 minutes. Right. I would just stick. I would really, really stick to those zones for now, Jonathan. Also, the other thing is, right? I'm not anymore, Sergio. The market proved me wrong. I was biased short here, and I was telling you guys I was right around here. But then what convinced me was this: boing, 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 right? And then on the retrace, right? Hey, Lear, yeah, business is good, right? Right now, Jonathan, I'd really focus on the edge, right? Think about, Jonathan, what time of the month it is and what the business is doing. So this is a perfect time for you to learn good business practices, intelligent discipline from trading at the edge at a time where it's very, very easy to screw up. Okay, back above VWAP. So like the look below and fail of VWAP is more of a trade that you can use mid-month, right? Oh, look below and fail. No, well, if you do a look below and fail with VWAP above, expect to sell some at VWAP. So you judge the distance from where you take the trade to VWAP, and then you decide whether the trade is worth taking. So if the distance from where you take the trade to VWAP is like 4 ticks, it's not worth doing business, right? But save the trade from where you take the trade to VWAP is 3 points. Yeah. Now you got a bit better reason to do business. Cool. Look at this. Look how mechanical this market is. Look at the last 4 candles. Beautiful. You're going to love these math guys. Very precise, efficient markets. Wonderful distribution. Got a seller at 26. Now let's see if we can hold VWAP. Nice work, Lear. Nice work. I love to see people make their money and then go to the beach. Well, in your case, Lear, go to the garage and take something apart. How are your projects going? I am jonesing for a project car. That would be so nice. Okay, it's kind of slowing down here. Getting close to the next half hour. Which is okay. Oh yeah, I'm a total piston head. I love cars. I remember we used to have 3 or 4 people who were car people in the room, and I'd start talking cars, and we'd forget to trade. So I got to be careful with that. I tend to get carried away. Okay. Back down to that previous day high. Now let's see. Do we run out of buyers? I'm wondering how long we can stand on yesterday's high. It's distribution, Deuce. Good distribution. See, yesterday's cost basis is 7,700 all the way down to 76.84. Most of it's around 76.87, and they're selling some nice product up here. Right? I would be very happy going into tomorrow, to sell a couple of thousand contracts. Even 10, 15 points up. That's good money. Oh, okay. We're back into that little chop zone where I was, right off the open, this little chop zone. This is where I was short biased. And we stopped short again. So let's see. Where's the cookie going to crumble next? I want it lower so we can get better prices. I'm not going to lie, right? I'm not short, but I do love a good sale. They're teasing the shorts, Lear, like you're teasing me with that TR7. No, the TR6 that you're working on that you haven't finished. Keep waiting for completed pictures. Oh, man. 10's holding again. You know, if you can't sell it, you got to buy it and sell 13. Yeah, you need to do another YouTube. Oh, good point, Raj. Totally forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. That's 2 now. We had a lot of shorts since last all-time high Monday last week, too. Nice work, ATL. Well done. Well done. Damn, that bid's still there, right? Oh, okay. So as the day progresses, right? As the day progresses, this thing will like give you clues like a murder mystery, right? It'll start giving you like, oh, okay, this is going to happen next, or this is going to happen next. So what I'm seeing is every time we go down to test this bid here, after we cleaned it, we tagged it, tagged it, tagged it. If we can't, if B period gets accepted above today's open, I'd be careful on the short side, right? One thing that is saving the shorts right now is there's a seller here. They moved here. Now let's see on this move up. You see this? You don't want this to happen, right? I hope it breaks. That's okay. You know what, Lewis? Holding trades longer. I'm going to use another football reference. Sorry. Holding trades longer is like when a quarterback won't stay in the pocket because he sees like 5 guys that weigh 300 pounds that are rushing in to crush his skull. So he runs. That's what they call having happy feet. Same thing with you right now when you first start trading. Don't worry, everybody goes through it. As you do more repetition and get more comfortable with different types of markets and different kinds of order flow at different times of the day, right, you are going to be able to hold trades longer. Okay? So don't worry. What you want to do is you just want to work on it. Even if you're out of the trade, don't take your eyes off, watch it and see, do it slowly, right? Oh, those 5 guys for you are there. That's why you're getting out of trades quick. They're always there. They're there for everybody. If anybody says they're not there, it means they don't know what they're talking about. There's always a trader that's going to come along and slam your bid and knock you ass over tea kettle out of your position, right? There's some pretty big fish in this pond. So those guys are always there. You or just need more repetition, right? At least you're doing okay on the trades you're taking. So you know you're right. You just don't know how to judge the order flow yet because you haven't had enough experience. The good thing is it's just repetition. There you go. Don't look for meaning right now, right? Don't look for meaning. Look for experience. You get what I'm saying? Get good at being wrong. Don't stress about it. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Don't stress out about it. It all works out quite nicely if you just hang in there and do the work. Well, now let's see. There seems to be a seller at 22. If you are long, pay attention to that. It depends on the size of your account. I don't know, what should I call you? 1JKSA. I'm just going to call you AJ. AJ, I trade for income based on dollar amount. I don't actually look at percent return. All right. I have like kind of a daily goal that I like to get to, depending on what account I'm trading. And it's really personal. Are you trading a lot of money? Also, what's your skill level, right? So your ideal daily percent return when trading for income when you start should be not to lose any money, right? Because you're not going to make any money when you start, right? Yeah, you lack conviction because you lack experience. It's nothing magical, Lewis. We all go through the same thing, so the answer is going to be the same for you as everyone else. Not to say you're not special, but the answer is still the same. You just lack experience. Just keep at it, man. This is a business where you have to just put your head down and keep doing the work. As you gain experience, it'll start coming naturally. Pay attention, right? Pay attention to the small little details. If you're in my room this morning, what time was it? Right? Where was it? What time did it take that trade? Yeah, so at 1:53 p.m. I was long 12, stop 10, offered 14 and a half, right? And I outlined the trade step by step as I was doing it. As I'm doing this now, I'm doing this now. Come check it out, right? If you want to learn how to fix the question to what you're asking, give it a shot. It won't hurt, right? So if you're having these questions like Lewis, what you want to do is you can go, well, I can keep asking, but there's not going to be a magic answer. The answer will be you got to work it. You got to do the work. And we'll show you how to do it so you don't waste your time. That's really what it is, right? In a lot of other trading rooms and a lot of other places, not to be disparaging, but they're going to waste your time and they're not going to focus on what's really important. We do. No BS, no double talk, no fancy words. But there is work involved. There's no magic. I'm not going to wave a wand and you're going to be able to hold trades. You're going to have to put in the work. And we'll show you. Right? Point of control is right at the open. A lot of business being conducted there. Seller's still at 22. That's good. You got it. You got it, Roy. It's just, it's You know, it's repetition. It's just doing the reps. That's all it is. There's no rocket science to it, right? It's just being patient enough to keep doing the work every day, not knowing that it's not going to change tomorrow. But what you learn today and tomorrow, it's all part of laying the foundation. Now these candles are starting to get a little smaller. We could use a real good liquidation here right about now. Hmm. Oh, I know everybody hates being told to be patient, but you know, it works. It does work. It can be frustrating as anything doing this because sometimes you're doing it for days and days, sometimes weeks, and you're not getting anywhere, you know, and you start losing it. Ugh. It's a little choppier than usual, AJ. A little choppier than usual. What's been different about this week, actually, the last couple of weeks? Small candles, then one or two big ones, and then it goes back to being quiet. It's been because it's summer and, and remember, don't forget that we are still in a wartime market. So it's jittery, eh? So what does it mean to be trading in a wartime market? Because the war's still going on. It means these fund managers they're not going to be very happy to be putting on size in a market where a headline can come out and everybody gets spooked and runs away. We are in a balance. Pay attention to the last 5 minutes. Do you see what I see? Right? I see the lows getting higher. So the only thing that's going to keep short sellers happy is if that 22 seller doesn't run away. If that 22 seller bolts, be careful. Okay? It could get ugly fast. Might take a little bit more time. Might take a little bit more time. Not to worry. We got all the time in the world. No reason to rush in trading. Only when the trade's really that you were there, you can go barreling in. Guns blazing. Okay. We're looking for, I didn't pay attention to that. Right. No. The market maker could be the seller at 22 is a group of sellers, right? It's competition. So there's a market maker, maybe a bank, maybe a large trader, and they're all sitting there and they're selling that level, right? Because they gotta get rid of size, right? They gotta move. In the old days, my buddies in Long Island would say, "Joey, we need to move the paper," right? So that's what we're doing. We got to move that paper, right? Product. Well, you can lift the offer. You're just not going to make any sales because somebody else will sell to your customer, right? That's the thing that retail doesn't realize is the concept of competition, right? There's now, see, light bulbs going off, right? Yeah, it's all competition. It, I'd love to sell higher, but John and Bill and Joe and Janet and everybody and his dog selling one tick lower. I got to compete, otherwise I'm going to be sitting on all this useless inventory that's going bad as we speak. The longer you tie up capital, right? The longer you tie up capital, it's not good. You want to take that capital, buy more inventory, turn it into more capital. That is the name of the game. Why at 22? Great question. Because there's buyers there. Simple answer, eh? It's just there's buyers there. They were buying 22 before. They seem to be buying it again. Yeah. Sellers are still there, thankfully. Watch out. There's your danger zones just at 24, friends. Right? This is where you're going to have sellers. Make sure they're marked off. There you go. When the price of Georgians are at 22, the store gets packed. See how they're raising price? Right where those white lines are? We ran out of inventory at 18, 19, 20. So if you want it now, you got to pay 23. right? Really, really a simple way of looking at how things work, you know. It's good. No big grip. That's lovely to see. Coming back up to that area again. Now there is a seller there. The VWAP is a little, I mean, right now, Jonathan, had you bought 3 or 4 minutes ago, had you bought 19 against VWAP, not a bad thing, right? Do you see how flat VWAP is? That's what you want. And the price action is nice and slow, right? You're starting to see when to take it, when not to take it. And we have 8 minutes left. Let's see what we're looking at on the bird's eye. Yeah. The cost basis of this morning is the same cost basis low of the overnight, which is way above the cost basis high of yesterday. Here's the position from yesterday. That's 70% of it. Here and here are where it's being sold in this session so far this morning, right? The difference is profit. So let's see what happens today. What you want to be careful of, if this thing starts getting accepted above 77.37, right, it could happen. Just be careful. Because if we start taking out that 30 level and 39, then if it takes out 39, it's going to 52, right? Be careful about that. Remember what happened last month? They ran the market after month end, right? Doesn't mean they'll do it again this month. They might do it before. Just be careful because on the half hour chart, once this thing gets above, I would say once it gets above 36, we're going to have a seller up here. Okay? Just around 77.43. There were sellers. But that's where your upper traffic is going to be as you go into the rest of the morning. Right here. That's where the traffic is. So just be careful. Don't do anything crazy. These deals are finally running. Thank goodness for my friends who are along. See, leather jacket guy, 224. Interesting. Alrighty. Oh, the game is afoot. The game is afoot. Spikes over 26. Anyhow, anybody have any more questions? That low here at 12. It's just years of knowledge because of the time of month it is, SG. That's really the thing is it's based off it's that time of month. It's the end of the month. And at the end of the month, crazy, excuse my language, crazy weird shit happens because people need to show returns, right? Otherwise they get fired, right? It's not a very forgiving business, this business. If anyone's ever worked in this business, they know it's not forgiving. You are just one trade away from humility and one trade away from being fired. So that's really what I'm talking about. Anywho, yeah. So things we've talked about what to watch out for. Just trade the levels, right? Well, you would actually be surprised at how true trading places is. How the guys who own brokerage firms, they'll screw with you just for fun. It's over $1. That is not fiction. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. So far, we got a little bit of resistance at 26. I'll hold on for 3 more minutes. Let's see what the cat drags in for order flow here. Maybe this next half-hour period, we get lucky and catch some sellers. It's really normal business. Try and mark markets up as much as you can at the end of the month. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a performance-based industry, right? There we go. They're early, but they're there. Gosh. It's the same thing every month. It's the same thing all the time. This business never changes. The deals change, the people change, the order flow changes, but the business never changes, which is good for us because once we know the business, we can effectively manage risk, make good decisions. Yeah, cut our sellers at those stops. Good for the shorts. If we don't take out the 30s, it'll rotate back down, right? If we can't take out 29 and a quarter, right? Let's see. Hopefully they make a game of it today. How do you execute when your short time frame bias goes against your long time frame? Great question. I have a method that it's taken me 12 years to figure out, and I teach you how to do it every day here in the trading syndicate. I have a 5-step method. If you're interested, trading your against your bias is one of the hardest things a person has to do. I've developed a way so you can be aware of your bias and make intelligent trading decisions when your bias is wrong. So if you're interested, drop by. We've got a 3-day free trial, right? And there we go. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys being with us. There's that rotation back down I was talking about. Look for the bid at 19. Thanks, folks. Have a good day. We'll see you later. If you need me, reach out. I'll be around. Bye for now.